Alright guys, how's it going? So I wanted to make this video. I'm going to touch on a couple of comments that have been left on videos about Trent Alexander-Arnold. There's nothing exciting in this video. It's more like for discussion. There's nothing new in this video or anything. I just want to show you how confusing the situation can be, right? The current state of play with Trent. And let's be honest, no one knows what's going to happen, right? We can only surmise, we can try and work it out and listen to people and, you know, Trent himself probably doesn't know what's going to happen right now. He probably knows what he would do, presented with the options, but Liverpool probably don't know what's going to happen. So if they don't know, how the fuck do we know? Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that Trent's waiting to see if Real Madrid come in. I think that's been the plan all the time. I think he wanted to consider that option if it came in. I think he would take it now, though, if it did come in, right? Speculation. We're allowed to do that, right? This is like a platform for discussion, right? So anyway, two comments, right? LFC Nathan, and he's responding to a video about Trent. Cheers, Doug. He always drops hints in his interviews that he plans to go to me, unless I'm reading into it too much, and he put a laughing emoji. In the one before Fulham this weekend, he said something like, as your career goes on, your dreams and goals become more extravagant. Right, let me just rephrase that because it's written in a particular way. As your career goes on, your dreams, your goals, they become more extravagant. I just thought, yeah, that's a hint to say I've got bigger goals than staying at Liverpool. I'd rather we'd binned him off in January, got a bit of money for him, but no doubt he'll walk out on a free. So what he's saying there, Nathan, is he's saying that because he said, you know, as your career goes on, you know, your dreams, your goals, they become a bit more extravagant. That really is, let me rephrase that, that really does make you think that he is thinking like that, doesn't it? So that was Nathan. And then FN Agent commented today on a Trent video, and he said it's irrelevant because he was asked a question, but he did, so I don't know what that is, that's something to do with Trent. And he said, Trent says his next target is 100 assists for LFC. He's on 82. He's going to need more than half a season to achieve that. So if Trent's saying, my next target is 100 assists for Liverpool, does that therefore mean that he wants to stay? Do you know what I mean? So you've gone from two comments there from two supporters that have heard things, and one of them you go, oh yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. And then the other one's like, oh God, yeah. It's so fucking confusing, isn't it? And, you know, Trent keeps banging on about this, like, I don't play out my contracts negotiations in the media. And I just think that's a bit of a cop-out, to be honest with you. I think that's when people are saying, you know, it's a bit disappointing that Trent's not saying, you know, not indicating that he wants to stay, like the others have, haven't they, really, Virgil and Mo. That's his way of, I think that gives you that, like, well, I don't play my contract negotiations out in public. And that gives people hope, I think. I think a lot of people think, oh yeah, he wants to stay at Liverpool, that's why he's not saying anything, you know? So my point I'm trying to make here in this video is, when I read the comments on my videos, right, and you guys, you'll be watching every video and every word he's said. I haven't watched any of his interviews recently, I've got to be honest with you. I'm not sure I can sit through a video of him talking to Melissa Reddy, right, to be honest with you. But when I do see things, or when I see your comments, man, I flip-flop like that with like, oh yeah, that sounds like he's definitely off, isn't he? And then next one's like, oh, hang on a minute. It's so fucking confusing, isn't it? It is so confusing. So yeah, the guys there are just like, you know, passing their opinions, and I can see what they're saying, you know. I'll be honest with you, if I was to base it just on the little bits that I have seen Trent say, it does sound like he's like more out than in. Do you know what I mean? But I'm going to stick to my opinion, and it's only an opinion. It's only an opinion. My opinion, my current opinion, because it could change, right? And it has changed a little bit recently. My current opinion is that if Real Madrid come in for him, he would leave. That's just what I think. I do think that. Previously, I was like, I think he just liked the option, and you know, he might find it difficult to leave, the pressure he would be put under. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw breaking news, Trent signs new contract, and then everyone will go, he was never going to leave. And of course he'll say that. Do you know what I mean? Did you hear that noise? That's weird. Fuck's that? Do you know what I mean? It sounds like there's someone upstairs. It's a bit of a problem. It's a bungalow. So anyway, I just wanted to run those a couple of comments by you. All right, guys, I'll leave it with you. If you appreciate the video, please thumbs up. Please drop me a comment. What do you think? Do you know what I mean? The majority of comments I'm getting at the minute is fucking big, and I'm like that, to be honest with you. But also, it's a bit unfair to do that because he hasn't actually said anywhere that he'll definitely go or out like that. So I don't think you should let your passion spill over when you're reading stuff from various claims like the video I did last night. I'm only telling you what a journalist said. It doesn't necessarily mean like the journalist claims that he rejected Liverpool 3 times, and that's obviously going to get people's backs up. But we don't know that's true. I'm just telling you what's being claimed. But I can understand people like, oh, fuck off. But you just don't know what's going on, guys. We don't know. And any of these silly fuckers on Twitter doing all them eyeball emoji things, they don't fucking know either. You know what I mean? The club don't fucking know. Trent don't know. Do you know why I think Trent don't know? Because I don't think Real Madrid have made their move. I don't. Now, I can't say that as a fact, as a Rafa fact, hey, for sure. But I just don't think they have. And I think they're hesitant. I do. That's just the vibe I get from studying everything, reading everything, paying a bit of attention to the Madrid media. That journalist that I touched on last night, he said the same thing, didn't he? Real Madrid have to decide, do we go for him or not? And it seems like, they've got a defensive crisis, that's what they're calling it. Is Trent Alexander-Arnold the man to fix your defensive crisis? I'm not so sure. The attraction is obviously the fact that he would be available on a free transfer. That's the attraction. If Trent was contracted, no way in a million years would they come in for him, in my opinion. I think they look at him and go, he's worth, you know what I mean? He's a good addition to the squad, as Rafa would say, yeah, for sure, the squad. But I do think that they look at other candidates, but what do you do? Do they want to spend 70, 80 million, or do they want to get a freebie? Although there's no such thing as a freebie, because obviously there'll be a huge signing on fee. Like you, I'll be glad when it's fucking over, to be honest. I'm sick of hearing about it. I am. And I know you're going to say, well, what are you making a video for? Because that's what the channel's about, isn't it? It's about telling you what people are saying and what's in the news. I don't have a fucking control over that, do I? I can't just go, I'm sick of talking about Trent, so look, we're not going to talk about it. I'll be glad when it's done. It is a distraction though, isn't it? At a time when we're flying high, and it does worry me, But Liverpool Football Club, they're also masters under this lot as to when to break news and stuff. And if you were Richard Hughes, influenced by Michael Edwards, and you were like, yeah, let's give them what they want, would you be saying to their agents, would you be saying, right, yeah, we'll tell you on Friday, or would you drag it out a little bit longer? I will tell you on Wednesday. We'll get back to you on Wednesday, even if they know they're going to offer it. Because I just think that the longer Liverpool leave it and closer to January they get, the better it is for them. That's what I just think anyway. I don't know. I'll leave you to it. Speak to you in a bit, guys.